Hi, it's Elvire, and I wanted to talk to you for a moment about reading. Now, I'm sure that you've been to school and you learned how to read, but maybe the teacher didn't teach you how to read and how to read a book. Don't get me wrong, I was not told how to read a book either. And I have learned over the years there are many ways of reading a book. What is the reason that you want to read a book? Well, there's various reasons. You can read a book for just relaxation. You can read a book for entertainment, maybe the thrill of a murder case. Excuse me. You can read a book because you want to learn something about the person, like a biography or an autobiography. There are so many different books. I really prefer to read books with a little bit more depth in it, like autobiographies, biographies, but mostly on personal development, but has been written by many people who have made their mark, who are quoted, who are still in the light even today, even though they've been gone for maybe a century or more than that. So, of course, my favorite book, you know it, is Think and Grow Rich, right? Think and Grow Rich. That's my favorite book. Another favorite book is As a Man Thinketh. Beautiful book. The Science of Getting Rich. But a lot of modern or lately written books I'm excited about as well. I've just finished a bunch of them and I've talked a little bit about them. And I'm about to start reading this book, 3 Feet from Gold, which was written by Sharon Lecter together with Greg Reed, who are both a member of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Very exciting. And this is all about stories of people who became successful and who, they could have stopped the 3 feet from gold. That's a famous story in Napoleon Hill. Here's another book that I'm going to be reading also, Good to Great. But what I wanted to say is, like, how do you read a book? I know, and I've been introduced to it, that special way of reading books, the speed reading books. Well, that would have been really great when we were in high school, because you had your reading list. But still, you get through the book, you get an idea of what the book is all about, but you don't really get into the, as I call it, the skin of the author. What did he really want to say? What did he want to tell? What was his message that he wanted to convey to the public, so that they may get something out of it, or they may learn or grow? What was it? So the speed reading doesn't really do the trick for me. I have learned from one of my mentors that sometimes when you read a book, you may come across a passage, a chapter that is so profound that you want to read it over and over again. Let me just say that Bob Proctor taught me, for instance, to read the chapter on persistence in the Think and Grow Rich book for 1 month a year. So take the month of November and read it every day. It's not that many pages. I think it's 20 pages, and you read it every day. It'll change your life. It has changed my life. I haven't done it for a number of years now. I will pick it up again. It's in the background. It's there. With our Think and Grow Rich book, we read every day because we want to understand what the author is trying to tell us. And as you read more, as you get more into the material, and this is all pertaining to my passion, personal development, you learn what the author is meaning to say to you. You get a better feeling. It really goes in deeper because you take the time to digest what the author is telling you. It's a whole different book, whole different way of reading a book than just, taking a book with you when you have a flight from New York to San Francisco and you just need some light entertainment. So I really like to dig into a book. I like to read a couple of books at the same time, 2 to 3 books, no more than that, because it depends on the mood. What kind of a mood am I in? What do I really want to read now? Do I want to read something that's a little bit lighter, or do I want to read something that's pretty deep that I really have to think about? Through all these books that I'm reading at the same time, I'm also reading the books Conversations with God. I've read the 3, and now I'm in the Friendship with God. Profound, profound book. Can I read it in one go? No. No, I just read a couple of pages. I highlight it, that's one of my styles. I love to highlight books. I like to make, some, for me, that's how I like to read my books. Because sometimes I want to go back. I remember it. I mean, I've read Think and Grow Rich maybe 25 times by now. So, and still, every time I read it again, I find something new and ask Bob Proctor, who's been reading it for 50 years. So how do you read a book? What are your intentions of reading a book? What do you get out of it? Just ponder upon that before you start the book, and also ponder upon it before you choose a book to read. You may be attracted by the title, but turn it around. What is it all about? Is this something that's gonna really propel you forward? What kind of a mood are you in? It's very important. There's so many books to read. It's absolutely amazing. I love the books that teach me something that I can use and then pass on to others, that help me improve myself, and then I can help others with that. Sometimes it's a whole book that gives me maybe 2 or 3 little nuggets. And that's great. That's absolutely great. And I come back to that over and over again. And I go like, yeah, I got that from that book. And from another book, I got that. Um, and then at a certain point, and this is where I am now, and I feel so blessed about it, I'm connecting the dots between a lot of things, between the books, between the feelings, between the growth, between whatever comes on my path, my goals that I'm setting, the work that I'm doing. It's exciting how at a certain point it all comes together and I just feel good about it. So for me, reading a book is an important part of my life. It's enriching my life, and it also gives me, I want to say, icebreakers or fuel to talk to my friends or talk to new people to see if there's things we have in common and what's their take on it and how do they feel about it and how can I help others and how can they help me, because it's always two sides of the coin. So reading a book, how do you read a book? And I sincerely hope that you're getting as much joy out of reading a book as I do. Leave me some feedback below. I'd like to hear what you're reading and what the book's done for you. I mean, certain books like Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich, boy, As a Man Thinketh, they have changed my life. Ask and It Is Given by Abraham changed my life. So what books have you read and how has it changed your life? So leave me some feedback. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing with the team that I'm working with, the Prosperity team, and how we can really help you move forward, check it out. Click below, check it out. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to help you move forward because personal growth is a huge part of our team. That's one of the reasons why we are so prosperous. Thank you for tuning in.